My name is Cindy Lasala. In this video, we will discuss retirement planning. This is for educational purposes only. Please consult your tax advisor, CPA, and investment advisor. So what are you going to learn today? What sources of income you will have for retirement. Understanding key differences among fixed, indexed, and variable annuities. How IRAs and retirement plans work. And what is my plan for long-term care? I have good news and bad news. The good news is most people will live longer. Now men in the United States age 65 can expect to live up to 87 years old on average, and women age 65 years can expect to live around 89 years old on average. The bad news is that most people are not saving enough for retirement. Remember, retirement has less to do with age 65. It has to do more with how much money you have saved. If you have plenty of money saved up, you don't have to wait to be 65 years old to retire. Here's a list of average sources of income for age 65 years and older. 38% from Social Security, 30.1% on earnings, 18.4% on pension, 401ks, IRAs, and annuities, 10.7% on income from assets, and 2.8% on other sources. What sources of income will you have when you retire? What will Social Security look like when you retire? How much can you rely on from your pensions, IRAs, 401ks, and annuities? Do you have other savings? Will you have to borrow from your home equity? Or will you have to work much longer into old age? Believe it or not, we do have a retirement crisis. Has a traditional 401k failed? Do workers have enough to retire? Look at the average and median 401k account balances of those near or approaching retirement age as of January 2020. Age 40 to 49, the average is about $102,000 and median is $36,000. Age 50 to 59, the average is $174,000 and median is $60,000. Age 60 to 69, average is $195,000 and median is $62,000. How much do you really need when you retire? Will $1 million be enough to retire on? Do you remember Formula 10-20 from previous workshop? It's recommended that you have 20 times your current income for retirement. So if your current income is $60,000 per year, how much would you need for retirement according to the 10-20 rule? So 60,000 times 20 equals 1.2 million. Think of Self-Security instead of Social Security and use your income to calculate your retirement income. Here are some ways to save for retirement. What do you know about each of them? We have your Social Security, your 401k, your 403b, and your 457, your IRA or Roth IRA, your pension plan, stocks and bonds, annuities, your home equity, and savings. What is the difference between your traditional IRA versus Roth IRA? In a traditional IRA, you can have tax deduction on contribution, and income limits do apply if you have access to work plan. Roth IRA, on the other hand, doesn't have tax deduction on contribution. However, your Roth IRA doesn't require minimum distribution, but your traditional IRA requires distribution at age 72. And finally, your Roth IRA earnings will not be taxed unless you withdraw early. Your traditional IRA earnings will be taxed at withdrawal. In summary, your traditional IRA is tax deferred, which means you pay your taxes later. And for your Roth IRA, you will not be taxed again on the earnings later. There are two types of retirement plans. There's the defined benefit plan, which is your traditional pension plan, paid by your employer. In this plan, you receive a set payout when you retire. The defined contribution plan is your 401k, your 403b, and 457 plan. These plans are paid by the employees, and some employers do match the contribution, and the amount is defined by your investment. Here are some explanations of your qualified plans. The 401k is a retirement savings plan sponsored by your employer. 403b is similar to a 401k but is available only for employees of tax-exempt organizations like schools, hospitals, or religious organizations. 457b is a qualified plan available to state and local public employees and to certain nonprofit organizations. Here are some options for small business retirement plans. Simple IRA is for small business and the self-employed. Employers are required to match contribution with employees. $13,500 is allowed for workers' contribution, and there's a $3,000 amount to catch up for this year, 2020. SEP IRA is funded by self-employed or the employer, and the employee cannot contribute. Employee doesn't pay taxes until withdrawing funds. Both Simple and SEP IRA are simple and low-cost to set up. The KEOG plan is for the self-employed or unincorporated businesses. Higher contributions are allowed up to $57,000 for 2020. It is more difficult to administer. I provided the qualified plan contribution table here. You can use this for reference. I provided the rollover chart here for your reference as well. What are the benefits when you roll over your IRAs? 1, you can continue tax deferral. You can increase investment options. You can potentially lower your fees. 4th, you can take advantage of simplification. And 5th, you can control your money. So what do you know about annuities? In life insurance, if you die too soon, your family will get a death benefit payout. In an annuity, if you live too long, you will win with the long-term payout from the insurance company. Lifetime income payout option from an annuity is a good solution for people who live a long life or who worry that they may run out of money. There are 3 types of annuities: a fixed, indexed, and variable. A fixed annuity guarantees a fixed rate of return. In an index annuity, returns are credited by a market index such as the S&P 500. In a variable annuity, returns depend on the performance of investment choices and portfolio. Annuities have 2 phases. There's the accumulation phase and the distribution phase. One thing to remember here is that annuities are taxed as ordinary income when withdrawing on gains. The 59.5 age rule applies, and the normal surrender charge is between 5 to 10 years. And always be aware of longer periods that may affect withdrawals, especially near retirement age. If you withdraw your annuity too soon, there will be a 10% penalty if withdrawn before 59.5. The IRS assumes that earnings are withdrawn first, and the withdrawn money are considered as ordinary income. For example, if your annuity grows to $10,000 after purchase, you decide to withdraw $5,000. If your tax bracket is at 25%, you pay the 10% penalty on the $5,000, which equals to $500. And then you pay 25% tax times $5,000, which is $1,250. So in total, including your tax and penalty, you pay $1,750. What are some of the advantages if you roll over your 401k to an annuity? First, you will have your principal guaranteed. There is some flexibility. You have the option to change your investment to suit your goals. There's income protection. You can have a peace of mind if you live too long. And finally, there is death benefit protection. So what is an immediate annuity? Basically, you give a large lump sum of money to the insurance company in exchange for a series of payments to yourself. The monthly check is determined by the size of your account, the interest rates, and your life expectancy. So you will receive it for life, or you can choose other options such as period certain or joint and survivor with your spouse. Our next topic is long-term care. There's a good chance that you will need long-term care. 7 out of 10 people over 65 will require some long-term care services. 4 out of 10 people receiving long-term care are between the ages of 18 and 64. What is long-term care? Long-term care is the help you need when you are not able to do some of the basic activities of daily living, such as bathing, dressing, eating, continence, going to the bathroom, moving in and out of bed. Long-term care is also often associated with older people, but accidents and illnesses can happen at any time. Think about people who have had a stroke, chronic illness, Alzheimer's, etc. Let's talk about some of the benefits from Medicare, Medicaid, and long-term care. Medicare normally covers short-term care up to about 100 days. Medicaid covers long-term care but has very strict income and asset requirements. Long-term insurance is the coverage you purchase to provide medical and non-medical care services when you are unable to perform the basic activities of daily living. And our last topic here is Medicare. Medicare is your health insurance after age 65 in the US. Unless you are still covered by your employer's health plan, you must enroll in Medicare before you can get additional private Medicare supplement coverage. If you need more information on retirement planning, please ask the person that sent you this video or contact us through the information provided on this page.